Hey man, the fuck you mean you ain't heard no fucking?
And them dollars made my spidey sense a ring, and that booty on that thotty made me spring. Then I took her to my pad, made her sing. First she asked me for a thing, now she cling. And she's bossy, but she threw it. Oh, you hella saucy, did you stew it? Wonder what it cost me.
Questioning your decisions right now, mate, to be obsessed over a 15-year-old.
4 flights, 1 month, bitch, I'm from the future. Catch this baby going beast mode. She hit me with the nudie, with the nail class. Find me triple stepping on my scooty. Suck a head mask, cause you know your mommy is my tutor. I'm a tall man, why she trying to get me tall, man?
Breakup. There was a thing that her and Lil Huddy, so Chase Huddy, were dating, and then it came out in a diss track on Lil Huddy that he cheated on Charli.
I see you trying to buy my sound, but it sounded kinda fun.
The commentary community has always had a special place in my heart. The commentators from 2016 are still regarded to this day as some of my all-time favorite creators, or at least the ones remaining. Still, some of the creators from this time haven't exactly remained in my high regard. I would even go as far as to say that I've lost a lot of respect for some of the creators who still has a social presence. This isn't exactly a new revelation. It's almost common knowledge that changing with your success is almost inevitable. Success can easily change someone's mindset. It doesn't take a lot of YouTube checks for some to maybe warp their moral compass if it suits them well monetarily, which plays right into the theme of this video. A lot of the commentary community is willing to look the other way for behavior that would easily be milked into a 10-minute long dumpster fire of a rant video that offers little to no perspective, and instead uses those 10 minutes to either regurgitate a point that's already been stated or just mischaracterize what others are saying to fit a narrative. You get where I'm going with this, right?
All in all, I think the live stream pranks is absolute bullshit, to say the least. This channel is not handling anything properly. The whole structure of the videos is disgusting and disgraceful, and I almost feel like they're using child predators just to further their own agenda. And this whole thing is crazy to me. I almost feel like they're borderline as morally corrupt as the people they make videos on. Oh well, Perez is making a video with his shirt off, duetting a kid. That's what he's doing. So, how do you reckon his parents would feel?
It's like, I just don't get it. Why would you ever call your friend a paedophile?
It made no sense to me at all.
See, some spastic who hears this would be like, well, you could zap to a paedophile, but I didn't. I just said, like,
oh yeah,
he fucks to the wrong people.
ImAllexx is a perfect example of this, and he actually inspired me to make this video. The way he's been handling personal and public drama really has had me in awe for a few years. A lot of the stuff he preaches usually takes a few months to be reversed back onto him.
So I wanted to figure out who they are, why they live there, so on and so forth. And I found an article which details every single person in there. So we're going to read through some of them. You got Thomas, who's in there. He's a 21-year-old kid with a dream, apparently. There's 15-year-olds in there who are actually kids, Thomas. You're an adult. Especially when you yourself are posting these very sexual videos involving like 20-year-old kids. You're not a kid. You're living with them, though.
Whether it's his willingness to constantly misrepresent others, his constant need to call out pedophilia and sexual assault even after explicitly stating that he was done with such heavy stories, and just his lazy, uninspired, and in general just boring content. He's just the worst. And to see him being so obviously protected by content creators I used to respect a lot doesn't help the case for the commentary community. I think Pyro's quote about the commentary community, even though it's ironic, really sums it up nicely.
I don't know if you heard about this. Making a video on a commentary channel is probably the worst thing you can do, because we are all parasites.
I guarantee you, if ImAllexx wasn't a commentator with 2 million subscribers, these people wouldn't protect him as much as they do, which is sad to see, but what can you do? I'd rather have friends who aren't scared of me and has to rant through another YouTuber, but hey, you do you. The thing Alex did this time was actually similar to what happened almost a year ago at this point. He made a video on Perez Hilton, completely misrepresenting what he said and other times straight up ignoring his arguments.
This man, who you see in this video, is attacking Charli D'Amelio, another TikToker who's 15. And he's attacking her because she went to the beach. She was wearing a bathing suit. She's wearing a bathing suit, you know, that's what you wear when you go to the beach. But he made a video saying, oh, she's too sexy, so her parents should be ashamed. And here's the video he posted where he talks about Charli going to the beach.
Hope that my daughters are not dancing to songs about taking D on TikTok while gyrating, dancing like grown women to that song in a bikini.
No, Alex, he's not attacking her for wearing a bathing suit at the beach. This is something you'll see a lot with Alex. He really likes to make up stuff as simple as that. Perez is saying that it's inappropriate for a 16-year-old to be dancing inappropriately to a song with lyrics such as, quote, can't take big but I suck on it. He's also not even saying she isn't allowed. He's asking why the parents are okay with this. And lastly, where the did you find the word sexy in that sentence?
Hope that my daughters are not dancing to songs about taking D on TikTok while gyrating, dancing like grown women to that song in a bikini. Charli posted a video today in a bikini dancing to that song. I can't take big, but I'll suck on it. Let me show you the video.
Be written in all my decisions. This is not supposed to be a way of living. Turn my temple down into a prison.
Yeah, I'm a boomer. I think it's inappropriate for a 15-year-old to be dancing in a bikini like that to that song. And I said that in her comments section, and her fans are mad at me.
Being out there going like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't let my kids do that. Oh God, if my kids did that. When you post videos like this. I think it would end there. Like maybe he'd stop. Because he's been posting weird videos himself that you probably wouldn't want anybody really to see, based on his own logic.
You do realize that a poorly acted, unfunny sketch about whatever this shit is doesn't equate to what he's calling out. You do know that, right? Just because someone's making unfunny sketches doesn't mean their arguments aren't valid. Just because Keemstar jokingly said the N-word 10 years ago doesn't make his opinion on the civil rights movement invalid. If you're logic, you wouldn't be able to call out racism because you said the N-word and you said it all the time, remember?
I think that's the most annoying part for me. That's not how it works. Everybody's going, he shouldn't have consequences. But that's not how it works. I agree, he shouldn't actually be punished for this. He's not a racist, he's just using a word. It's something that me and my friends have used casually on video games, when we're in friendship groups, in private. It happens a lot.
Now, I obviously wouldn't make this argument because it's stupid, but hopefully you get the point.
But no, he doubled down and left this comment. I didn't come after her, I questioned her parents' decisions. Yeah, but I'm questioning your decisions right now, mate, to be obsessed over a 15-year-old when you're like a fully grown adult, especially when you post weird videos for an adult. Like, I don't know, what's wrong? Kid dances in clothing you would wear to a beach, or man obsessing over 15-year-old dancing in clothes that you would wear to the beach. I know who I'm questioning more here.
Here we see Alex trying to again misrepresent and straight up ignoring what he says, to then make an idiotic comparison between the unfunny Perez Hilton video and the Charli D'Amelio video. And Alex, your example is non-comprehensible. First off, yes, those videos are cringy as no denying that, but to compare that to a video that even you censored, which shows that you also agree that it's a bit inappropriate, is simply just dishonest.
Tea time!
Look, instead of starting it with tea time, maybe you should look after your own kids and serve them their dinner instead of going on TikTok and making videos about other children. Hey man, that's just a suggestion.
And yes, we're talking Charli D'Amelio.
And yes, I'm obsessed over a 15-year-old girl. Does that upset you? Does that weird you out? Well, unlucky, I'm gonna keep on doing it. Because that's what somebody would do, wouldn't they?
Now, I will agree that Perez Hilton is a f***ing attention whore. Extremely unfunny and annoying. And there's loads of things you could bring up to substantiate your claims. But you decide not to. It's literally a Wikipedia search away. You could talk about the controversy regarding Miley Cyrus. You could bring up the things he said about Michael Jackson's death. But you can't. Because you're incompetent, which makes this video even more pathetic. In a video where you're going against Perez Hilton, you can't even win. That's so sad. I'm not even joking. I just feel sorry for you. But that remorse quickly fades away.
As some of you know, Charli posted a video of herself dancing to that song, I Can't Take Big D, but I'll Suck on It. And she was gyrating, moving in a very sexual adult way.
She was dancing. Don't say that. She was dancing. Like she's a professional dancer. I can't believe I'm sat here defending a 15-year-old. It's very weird. It's very odd. I don't like the dancer on the app. I prefer all the funny jokes, all the funny people. But instead, I'm sat here going, oh man, maybe 50-year-olds shouldn't be making videos on whether or not somebody dances sexy or not. Maybe that's not something that people should be doing.
It's just getting impressive at this point. You managed to get the age of the wrist wrong, and then you say that he said the dance was sexy. That's just a lie. I'm not sure if this was an intentional lie at first, but then I remembered he does this all the time. So I'm leaning on believing that this was done on purpose, mainly because of what comes next.
That's cool. You have kids, Paris. I'm gonna say it again. Look after them. Please, instead of posting videos like this one. Yeah, that's a real video, by the way. As in reacting to some, like, bloke gyrating and dancing like an adult again. Where's his parents at? Oh, well, Perez is making a video, with his shirt off, duetting a kid. That's what he's doing. Also, it doesn't mean that you're any less weird for having an obsession over this 15-year-old's life, especially when you yourself are posting these very sexual videos involving like 20-year-old kids.
Why do you make it so easy, Alex? This guy is your age, Alex. He's 20 years old. He's not a kid, you idiot. At this point, it's intentional. You can't convince me otherwise. You might say that this is just him using his own logic against him, but that wouldn't work either, because that wasn't his argument. His argument is that the parents should be involved with their kid being extremely inappropriate on a profile, because this isn't just one video either. I could almost get it if this was a one-case scenario, but scrolling through her page, it becomes very clear that there's more than one video like this. I'm not gonna show them, but frankly, it even makes me a bit uncomfortable. But I think Nicholas Diorio said it best himself.
Okay, in regards to this whole Perez Hilton thing, I just want to talk about this really quickly because I've normally been someone who's like, you know what, don't be a fucking nun. People are allowed to do what they want to do. No fucking problem. Okay, so I'm looking here and it's just like, I was expecting, you know, stuff like this, like a normal fucking video.
Everybody get
These are normal fucking videos. There's nothing wrong with these. But like when he starts saying, when he sees this one, he starts saying this is probably over-sexualized.
This is not supposed to be a way of living. Turn my temple down to
Okay. Listen, I'm thinking, like, is this a one-off? Is there a lot of these? But, like, there actually are. Like, I mean, like, what are you supposed to take of this? Like, I'm sorry. What am I supposed to think when I'm looking at this? And it's not just the normal videos that you're seeing right here, just, like, the ones that are all in the bathing suits and all that shit. It's not like the bathing suits are the issue. I don't want to sound like a fucking prude here, but this thumbnail is literally looking down her shirt. Hold on. Yeah, look, it's literally looking down her shirt into her cleavage. These are young girls. I don't know. I'm not... What is that fucking thumbnail? What are we supposed to think about that? This is gross. This makes me feel gross. That girl is really young. Do you fucking blame people for having a problem with this? Like, come on. Come on. Like, am I allowed to fucking play this shit?
Now, Charli actually responded to all of this. A 15-year-old girl having to talk about the fact that her body's being put on blast. And if you're going to comment stuff like, oh, well, she deserves it, because she puts it out there on the internet and she's wearing these bathing suits and stuff, people go to the beach and wear bathing suits, and she's 15. So if you really think it's appropriate to like tell a kid that they're like fat or not or whatever, or they're dancing too sexually, maybe sort your priorities out.
First off, I want to make it clear that I don't think that kids are off limit when it comes to deserved criticism, which this is. Let me try to break this down. He asked why the parents weren't doing anything. He said it was inappropriate, and you twisted that to him being obsessed. He's talking about her body, saying her dance was sexy, insinuated he's a predator, and overall lied. You lied, simple as that. This isn't the first time Alex has done this either. He's known throughout the commentary community as a backstabber, social climber, false accuser, half-assing his videos to the point where he gets basic facts wrong, and just overall being a piece of shit. Still, he's one of the biggest commentary channels out there, which is partially because of his ability to have all opinions known to man. It's actually quite impressive how easy it is to find videos of Alex contradicting himself. Obviously, I'm not saying that your opinion can't change over a certain period of time, but still I think at a certain point it's just become too much. It really makes you question why his fans still vehemently defend him at every chance they get. At some point they must wake up, right? Luckily, these fans grow up, and hopefully when that day comes in approximately 4 years, they'll realize that defending your idol, holding them to a standard where they aren't capable of being criticized, isn't ideal. Even Alex would agree with this one.
Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys are alright. Don't worship YouTubers for one. That's a pretty good start. Don't admire us. Just be like, oh well, he made a funny YouTube video. Maybe he rapes people. Alright, I wouldn't go that far. But you know, be careful. Just because I've uploaded a few videos to the internet doesn't mean I don't have the power to be a terrible human being. And apparently, that's a pretty concurring thing. See you guys next time. Peace out, people. Have a good day.
Alex is incredibly despised by thousands of people, yet his giant fan base of teenage girls with his profile pic still reigns supreme, to the point where Alex recently hit 2 million subscribers. And whilst a big chunk of the support is coming from that part of his audience, there's also another part that I like to refer to as the commentary hypocrites. These people are usually connected to Alex, whether it would be through a monetarily driven mindset or an actual friendship. Who am I kidding? He would sell these people out for 1 million subscribers any day. Still, they stick around him. Why? I would personally not be able to have a friendship with someone who has repeatedly done shit that I would call out. People like Willne and Memeulous even went as far as to play the Slasso situation off as just Cavos doing his usual antics.
Oh, I was talking about hitting them. Shut up! ImAllexx is cancelled. Again, for the 15th time.
Other commentators like James Marriott and ImAllexx haven't been as vocal when it comes to Alex's antics, even when ImAllexx was left out of that group channel with the name I'm not gonna say cause I have dignity. They were surprisingly quiet. These commentators all have one thing in common. They've all looked the other way. Another commentator who should be held accountable for her hypocrisy is Angelika Oles, who's basically the female version of ImAllexx, who speaks faster and with even more filler.
Charli D'Amelio. I've spoken about Charli D'Amelio literally the other day because I spoke about the tweets of her saying like, can you stop body shaming me? Which I think is such a reasonable request from a 16-year-old who literally just turned 16. Like, she was 15 for the most part of her being body shamed. She's told that she's too skinny or too fat or she should cover up or just many different things that you shouldn't be saying to a 15-year-old.
First off, age doesn't equate to neglect of criticism. I think that should be obvious. Secondly, it's not body shaming to ask someone to cover up. It can actually be people who generally don't want her to be visited by the wrong audience.
I didn't realize this, but he basically is now turned his drama career into harassing minors on the internet, which is just what you want to do.
Criticism does not equate to harassment. You're a commentary channel. Seriously, your logic is so flawed. Is this video harassment? How about this one? What about these? If calling out people for doing something wrong is harassment, then you'd be a prime example of that, right? No.
So there is an insider article saying TikTok fans started a petition to remove celebrity blogger Perez Hilton from the app after his feud with Charli D'Amelio. Here's the timeline of the drama. The drama began when Hilton commented on D'Amelio's March 3rd TikTok, saying, anyone else think it's inappropriate for a 15-year-old to dance to this? And I went through her Instagram.
You might think I'm taking this out of context, but this is actually her response to Perez Hilton asking the question as to whether or not it's inappropriate to dance to a song inappropriately. Why are you looking through her Instagram? You missed the point. You even missed the app.
So anyway, I don't understand what the problem is. So he says, anyone else think it's inappropriate for a 15-year-old to dance to this? And it was a song that has like some undertones. Point me to multiple songs with zero undertones, because 90% of music right now has those, and 90% of popular music, and that's basically what TikTok is just finding a popular song, making a dance to it, and then everyone jumps onto the trend, and that's how people grow. You can't just pick like the ABC song or Happy Birthday, because you're not going to grow. You have to pick the popular songs.
Alright, we have Old Town Road, one of the most popular songs ever, literally any song from Billie Eilish. Also, your excuse of everyone doing it is completely flawed. Just because everyone is doing it doesn't make it right. Maybe it's a problem if teenage girls have to dance to sexual songs to get attention online. Also, the reason it's inappropriate is because it attracts people who shouldn't be avidly watching TikToks.
So someone then tweeted out saying Perez Hilton literally shamed Charli D'Amelio for wearing a bathing suit. Charli was literally at the beach. His excuse for this behavior was that he's gay, but no matter who you are, attempting to diss a minor for what they're wearing is not right. I'm not sure how being gay changes anything here. You're still an adult talking about a child and what they're wearing. It's nothing to do with sexuality or like you know, whatever, being attracted to her or something. We're not saying that.
She actually is saying that. If you look up the tweet, you'll see that his response wasn't that he was gay, which makes him immune to criticism. He responded to someone saying that he's the one sexualizing the 15-year-old. Now, I don't know if you know this, but homosexuals usually aren't attracted to girls. So he responded, I'm gay, I'm not sexualizing her. But a lot of pervy straight dudes are, which is a valid response to basically being called a predator when you aren't even attracted to that gender. Also, pervy straight dudes are sexualizing her. Looking at comment section on any inappropriate post.
Someone on Instagram said, imagine coming after a 15-year-old trying to have fun, and he replies to that saying, I didn't come after her, I questioned her parents' decisions, but you didn't. You just said, is it not inappropriate for her to be dancing like this? There was nothing about her parents, and now you're just changing the story. And also, what do her parents have to do with this? But also, her parents, what, are bad parents because they let her wear a bikini to the beach? Is that what a bad parent is nowadays?
While the comment he put up was extremely vague and could be determined in multiple ways, you can't ultimately decide what he means, especially when he clarifies himself within a day of commenting under her TikTok. His story has pretty much stayed the same since the beginning. Also, it's not the fact that she's wearing a bikini on the beach, it's what she's doing that's inappropriate. Just so we are all in the same boat, the definition of inappropriate is not suitable or proper in the circumstances. A 16-year-old dancing to a song about not being able to take big shouldn't be considered proper in any circumstance. I don't want to keep bringing Charli up. I honestly think she should be able to do what she wants, just like I think I'm allowed to think it's inappropriate. Does that ring a bell for anyone? Maybe the commentators who built their channels up from the pretense of freedom of speech. It really infuriates me that channels who rely on freedom of speech are so quick to rally up against other people's freedom of speech, especially when they've done the same and in other cases even worse stuff.
Hilton made a TikTok video that he also shared on YouTube about D'Amelio and her father deepening the brewing feud. Hilton said in a video that he stood by his concern over D'Amelio's clip and gyrating dance moves. I think Charli's a sweet girl and talented. My real issue is with her parents, said Hilton, who has 3 children of his own. He added that he thought D'Amelio's parents should make her take the video down. Then Hilton said that he recently learned D'Amelio's father had been arrested on drunk driving charges in 2014 that were eventually dropped, following his participation in a diversion program. His daughter was in the car when he was arrested for drunk driving, he says. That explains so much. What does it explain? Drunk driving, huge issue. I would never, and I never respect people that take part in that. But if it was a one-off incident that he has now admitted to, worked on, and moved from, and hasn't done that since, that's its own issue.
Wait, what? I agree, that's actually a valid point.
But don't then somehow link her being in a bathing suit, a bikini, and dancing to him drunk driving. Those two things are 2 completely different instances and 2 completely different problems. One of them not even being a problem. The only problem here is the drunk driving. Her wearing a bikini and dancing, furthest thing from a problem, because she's 16.
he didn't link it to her wearing a bikini. He linked it to the parents not caring about the daughter, something I don't even agree with. And again, the bathing suit isn't the problem. It's the inappropriate behavior that seems to be a recurring theme.
So that was that on that. I think it's the strangest thing in the world that one, Charli's being hated on by her peers, but I think a lot of the time it is not people her age, it is people older than her who are upset that they didn't think to dance on TikTok. Perez Hilton, get him off TikTok. Please, can we get this grown man banned on TikTok? Because the fact that he is commenting on what this child is doing blows my mind.
She's being ironic, right? You can't lack that much self-awareness and be a commentator. I'm not misconstruing this. Now she just said that, huh? Well, at least you didn't call him a prick.
4 vids, 2 weeks, man, I feel like Johnny Depp. All these pills, no wonder why your ass is slapped. Such a big, moves are big, but I do not overstep. I get my money somehow, but I do not want no counter fame.
Who's been raping people today? PewDiePie?
Yeah, that's my golden rule. What? That's the golden rule. Yeah, what? That's the golden rule. Yeah, what? That's the golden rule. That's a golden rule.